If you've ever tried to stop overthinking, you've probably discovered something rather peculiar. The harder you try to shut your mind off, the louder it becomes. It's almost as if the act of fighting thoughts only feeds them, as if the mind itself enjoys the game of resistance. You tell yourself, don't think about this, don't worry about that. And what happens? The very thing you're trying to escape appears front and center, demanding your attention like a child pulling on your sleeve. Alan Watts loved to play with this paradox. He would say the mind is like a mischievous monkey, swinging from branch to branch, thought to thought, endlessly restless. And when you try to grab the monkey and pin it down, it fights, it wriggles, it screams, all the louder. The point he often made is that there is nothing wrong with the chatter itself. It is the soundtrack of being human. What makes us suffer is our resistance to it, our belief that if we could just get control, then we'd finally be free. But here lies the trap. You can no more control the mind than you can hold water in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. You can no more silence thought than you can silence the beating of your own heart. The mind thinks as naturally as the lungs breathe. And yet, here we are, caught in a cycle of endless overthinking, not because something is wrong with us, but because we are using the wrong tool for the job. See, we believe that thinking is the way out of every problem, and thought is indeed a powerful tool. It can build bridges, compose symphonies, invent new worlds, but thought is a terrible tool for peace. It is like trying to use fire to put out fire. Imagine a knife trying to cut itself, or an eye attempting to see itself directly. It is absurd. Yet this is what we do when we try to think our way out of overthinking. This is why so many people lie awake at night, turning things over endlessly in their heads. You worry about what happened earlier. You worry about what might happen tomorrow. And then you start worrying about the fact that you're worrying. And now you're worrying about worrying about worrying. A spiral with no end, a snake swallowing its own tail. The more you try to untie the knot, the tighter it becomes. Watts compared this to being trapped in quicksand. The instinct is to struggle, but the more you fight, the deeper you sink. The only way out is counterintuitive. You have to stop resisting. You have to lean back, float, let the sand hold you. And this is the same with overthinking. The harder you wrestle with your mind, the more tangled you become. So then, what's the way out of this mental maze? Here's the secret. You don't get out. You stop trying. You stop treating your thoughts like enemies to be defeated, and instead, you watch them. You notice them come and go, just like clouds drifting across the sky. You try to push the clouds away? No, you let them drift, and in time, the sky clears on its own. Watts often said the mind is like the ocean. Thoughts are the waves, restless, ever-changing, rising and falling. If you're standing in the surf, trying desperately to calm the sea, you will exhaust yourself. But if you step back and simply watch, you realize the waves are not a problem. They are part of the ocean's nature. In the same way, your thoughts are not a problem. They are simply part of being alive. And something extraordinary happens when you stop resisting. In the act of allowing thoughts to flow freely, they begin to lose their grip. You discover that there is a deeper awareness beneath them, silent, spacious, and untouched. That awareness is who you really are. Thoughts may come and go, like birds passing overhead, but the sky itself remains undisturbed. This is the essence of Watts' teaching. You cannot think your way out of overthinking. The solution is not more effort, but less. It is not control, but surrender. You stop taking the chatter so seriously. And in that relaxed state, the mind naturally begins to quiet down, not because you forced it, but because you stopped standing in its way. And here's the irony. When you finally give up the struggle, when you stop trying to silence the mind, you discover the peace you were seeking was there all along. It was only hidden by the noise of your resistance. The overthinking was never the real problem. The problem was believing you had to conquer it. So next time you catch yourself spiraling in thought, remember this. You don't need to win the battle in your head, because there is no battle. There is only awareness, watching, allowing. And in that awareness, freedom is found not by fighting the mind, but by seeing that you were never trapped in it to begin with.